Something strange is going on. The Ducks and Mason McTavish have yet to come to an agreement on a brand new contract, and the speculation is starting to, rise on what's going to happen next with McTavish. And we have a new candidate, a new team that has emerged as a potential destination for Mason McTavish. We get into exactly what that team is in this edition of Ducks Digest. Hey, this is Mike Nelson. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. I want to thank the 15% of you, the ones who are watching these videos, who have already hit the sub button, but 85% of you have not subscribed yet. Not sure why. We are the newest Anaheim Ducks YouTube channel, bringing you everyday Ducks content. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're the best fan base in California. There's a lot to talk about with the Ducks in this offseason, right? So now we have a team here that, doesn't really surprise me. Looking at this, there's been a lot of reports, right? We've been bombarded with Mason McTavish articles and rumors. It's been pretty crazy the last few days, last few weeks, right, since free agency opened up. Boston Bruins, who have had, they've definitely taken a big step back. They traded Brad Marchand to the Florida Panthers, and, the Bruins are definitely a mess, right? The Bruins are an absolute mess. So, for them to come out as a potential favorite or, a team that would, send an offer sheet there to McTavish doesn't surprise me, right? I mean, the Bruins would love to have Mason McTavish. This is a player that they would love to have on their roster. The Bruins have been active in this offseason, still trying to rebuild their team, trying to get back into contention, although it doesn't seem likely, right, that they're going to be contending this year, right? They could still use another top six forward, although most of the big names have been signed. NHL insider analyst Shina Goldman believes Boston could offer sheet Anaheim Ducks forward Mason McTavish. Anyone willing to roll the dice on McTavish has to see a little Dylan Stroman, a late bloomer who needs the right opportunities, what Goldman wrote. For some eligible teams such as the Canadiens, Bruins, Flames, and Red Wings, it's worth throwing a dart this summer. At worst, it rattles Pat Verbeek in Anaheim, who easily matches an offer. At best, it lands a 22-year-old center who could thrive in a new environment. The Bruins would love to get this done, right? But come on. I mean, the Ducks really have to get a contract for McTavish soon. I mean, looking at this list, I think the Canadiens and Bruins, those first two teams on that list, I think are the most likely teams that McTavish would be willing to go to. I don't know if he really wants to go to Detroit. And I don't know if he really wants to go to Calgary, especially Calgary. Seems like nobody wants to go up there. And Detroit, I don't know. It's a team that's really not, they're kind of like the Ducks, right? I mean, does it really get him in a better position, right? I mean, the Red Wings, there's so much doubt with them as well. Whereas Boston and Montreal, more Montreal's a playoff team. Boston, probably a playoff team, not a contender by any means, but probably, gets in the playoffs. So, McTavish could have, I don't know. I think those two teams potentially are, more likely to be, a destination that McTavish would like to go to, right? Although McTavish could be the Bruins' second-line center, whether or not Boston will actually offer sheet him is uncertain. Anaheim, kind of interesting what they talk about in this article from Heavy Sports, talks about how Anaheim would also likely match, as they don't need draft picks, and instead look to trade McTavish for NHL players. So I don't know what everybody thinks about that. The Ducks don't need draft picks and instead are going to look to trade McTavish for NHL players. Now, reading that is concerning. You really hope the Ducks are not thinking about doing that. I mean, I really hope that's not what's crossing Pat Verbeek's mind at this time. Because I think it'd be a big mistake. I think it'd be a colossal mistake to trade McTavish. And that's why this is my next point. I wanted to talk about, we've been seeing the rumors the last couple days. What one rumor has McTavish going to Detroit in a trade. And then there's been a lot of articles with this team, right? This team that I'm going to talk about next, the Flyers. The Flyers should keep their eyes on the Mason McTavish saga. The Flyers, as we know, have made, two massive trades with the Ducks in the last few years. Getting Jamie Drysdale, getting Trevor Zegras. Are they going to get Mason McTavish too? This is obviously, a little bit concerning, but the Ducks actually trade another player that they have drafted to Philadelphia. The Ducks, this article talks about how the Ducks could be interested in those young Flyers defensemen, right? Zamula, Grands, Andre. They got, these young guys, young defenders that the Ducks could be interested in. And there's also young forwards, right? Bobby Brink could, be in there. And then a prospect like Samu Tuamala and Masamiso Rizzo could be also be, thrown into that trade. But I just can't. I don't buy it. I mean, I really don't buy that. Also talks about how a draft pick. The Flyers have a couple draft picks, first round picks in a couple years in 2027. With the Flyers trade one of those picks for McTavish, but I just cannot see. Even though, like it says, Verbeek and Briere have a history of trust, obviously 2 trades. But I mean, come on, are the Ducks really going to trade another player to Philadelphia? I mean, I just think it just does not seem likely. I mean, I don't know. I don't even think the Flyers would be willing to do it, right? With the Flyers, I mean, do they really want another player from Anaheim? I mean, they already got a couple. I mean, they already got, I know Jamie Drysdale, they're so happy to have him. They wanted to get rid of Cutter Gauthier, right? The Ducks, of course, are happy to have Cutter Gauthier as well. Losing Jamie Drysdale hurts. I mean, the Ducks, I think, hopefully don't regret that trade because we don't know how good Jamie Drysdale is going to be, right? I mean, this guy could be really good. I mean, this guy could be, all-star eventually in a couple years. And Cutter Gauthier is a big question mark. Jamie Drysdale is already showing signs of greatness. Now, the next trade of, Trevor Zegras, the Zegras trade, I like it, right? I mean, I've already talked about that before. I think the Ducks really had to trade Trevor Zegras. It was the best time to do it. I think keeping Zegras another year would have hurt his value because we don't know how good Zegras would have done next year. Zegras could have had a poor season, and that would have really affected the value on Trevor Zegras. This might have been last call to trade Zegras, right, this offseason. So trading him, I think, is the right move. They get Ryan Poehling, who has, the defense. He's got the defense that Zegras didn't have. No problem with that. The Jamie Drysdale one hurts. You hope Cutter Gauthier becomes a star. But come on, they're not going to trade McTavish to the Flyers. It's just not going to happen. I mean, it can happen, obviously. I mean, I don't have a crystal ball, but I just cannot believe the Ducks would actually trade another of their young draft picks to Philadelphia. I mean, are they really going to do that? Really pair up these guys who already played together on the same team? I mean, it just seems ridiculous to do that. I mean, I just cannot see him. Trade him anywhere else. Don't trade him to Philadelphia, right? I just don't want to see. I don't want to see McTavish and Zegras on the same team somewhere else. I mean, I just don't want to see that. I want to see McTavish with the Ducks. I want to see him playing with the Ducks next season. So, what does everybody think? Comment below. As always, make sure to subscribe. And let's go Ducks. Woo!